What's up, everybody? And today we are checking out, and I don't know if I'm going to get this pronunciation right, if this is what it actually says, what the new Navy plebs, is it plebs, go through on their first day at Annapolis boot camp. Business Insider. This is basically Navy recruits, all right? We're going to find out what it's like on their first day at boot camp and what it's all about. It's about 9 minutes long. As always, there'll be a link in the description. Check out the OG video. Go and give them some love. But obviously, with me being in the Royal Marines Commandos back in the day, I was part of the Navy. And although we didn't do Navy training like the regular Navy lads do, I did Royal Marines training, which is vastly different, believe me. It's still interesting to see what other training styles are out there and how other people go about their training programs. I think we watched a US Marine one before. Business Insider do some really good videos when it comes to this stuff. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Helps with that mysterious YouTube algorithm. But other than that, let's shut up, let's watch this, and let's see what these plebs are doing. Turn that down a bit. There's a guy, Limon. So Limon training center. Limon is where the Royal Marines do their training, and there's a guy there that's literally been cutting hair. I don't know if he's still there, but when I was there was a guy that had been cutting hair for like 30 years, and he'd been there. Just one guy in the barber. He just does it himself. Looks like they've got a team of people there. They got gloves on and everything. It's a bit more old school with the Royal Marines. She just doesn't want her haircut. I mean, that's super loud, that, isn't it? I'm going to turn. Oh, subbies are on. I just feel like, why is she checking out? Surely do the girls have to have their head buzz as well? Or was she like, oh, I'll get it buzzed, and then she chickened out, but she doesn't need to? I don't know. That's an interesting one. I'm going to sit back and enjoy this one a bit.
1,100 incoming freshmen,
Maryland,
or plebes, arrive at the United
Plebes.
States
They're not plebs. The plebes. I'm going to call them plebs.
Naval Academy, where future officers prepare to be commissioned into the U.S. Navy and Marine Corps.
To be accepted in the United States Naval Academy, it's a very rigorous process. It's a very competitive process.
How are you?
We were there for day one, known as Induction Day, or I-Day, which marks the beginning of their time at Annapolis.
Oh, you rock up with your parents. That's embarrassing. That's so embarrassing. Firstly, there's a train station that goes into the Royal Marines things, and as soon as you get off the train, you're just starting getting hammered by the training team. But these are officers, so it looks like both the US Marines and the US Navy officers are doing this, which is very interesting.
I knew I wanted to serve my country, so I knew I wanted to join the military.
I just want to do something bigger than myself.
I'm just so proud of them. We have worked really long and hard for this moment, and we just feel like all the hard work pays off.
Morning, welcome aboard.
I-Day kicks off.
It's so they're all like, welcome, you're doing really well, welcome, you're here, I'm excited to meet you, shaking hands. In the Royal Marines, they're like, get your fucking bags, get to the grots now before I absolutely throw you on these train tracks and murder you.
Plebe Summer, a challenging 6-week basic training program that all future midshipmen are required to complete.
It's a difficult program designed to be that way because what we're developing here, the leaders that we're developing, we expect to be enduring leaders.
Just over 7% of the more than 16,000 applicants were admitted to the academy. 26% of the incoming class is female.
It's pretty amazing to go in with my...
I mean, that's good. They're going to be officers. I'm pretty sure statistically the amount of women that are at university and that just generally kind of go into higher education, especially in the US, is female. And I think that it just goes to show that women are good at that certain role. I don't have any expertise when it comes to military roles for women because obviously I was in the Royal Marines and there's no women in the Royal Marines. So I don't really know that side of it. But it's interesting to see how young these people. The thing that's really kind of jumped out to me more than anything, never mind the genders or whatever, female or male, or whoever's joining, but is the age of them. They're so young, right? I think Royal Marine training. So for me, in the Royal Marines, you can sign up at 15 and 9 months. And I signed up on the day, but I was still in high school. And I didn't actually get to go into the Royal Marines until I left high school at 16. In England, you finish high school at 16. So then I went into the Royal Marines. But to be an officer, I think you got to be like 18 in England, I think. And even then, it's very difficult to get in. And this just seems like a whole different vibe of younger people with big aspirations. And it looks like they're going as if they're going to university. Do you know what I mean? Maybe that's what this is. Maybe this is more of a university than it is some sort of traditional training.
My twin sister, we've always had a really special bond.
And 40% is represented by minorities.
This incoming class is probably one of our most diverse in recent years. We want everybody to be on the same even playing field so that we can build a common foundation for them to continue to grow upon.
Located just 32 miles from Baltimore, the Academy is situated on the banks of the Chesapeake Bay.
Definitely does seem more like a university vibe than a boot camp vibe, doesn't it? People will probably back me up on that in the comments.
It was founded in 1845 by Secretary of the Navy George Bancroft.
Annapolis graduation and ship assignments for fleet duty go out to 384 new ensigns. So it's goodbye to midshipman days and into officerhood. Then to the 7 seas, the call of duty for these new officers of a mighty fleet.
Good morning, big guy. What's your name? Matt? Where are you from? Alabama.
Once inside Alumni Hall, the plebes follow a green line.
Why are they called plebs? Plebes. Why are they called plebes? Because in England, pleb is like a bit of a term to you, like you would use as instead of like you idiot, you'd be like you pleb. Like it's like or maybe that's just a Northern England thing. If someone says, "Oh, you're an idiot," they could also say you're a pleb. I wonder where plebes come from. I wonder what that terminology is from.
It takes them through 23 different processing stations.
Line up by your last name, permits report packet out.
The second station gives the plebes one last chance to discreetly dispose of any fake IDs, alcohol, or drugs.
Like you would go to training absolutely pissed off your tits with fake IDs and a bunch of drugs in your pocket. Like you'd go and do that.
The plebes are breathalyzed and screened by medical personnel.
68.
Female plebes have to take a pregnancy test.
That makes sense. I guess that makes sense, really, doesn't it?
Here you go. Thank you. Enjoy.
Each plebe is issued a 225-page book called Reef Points that introduces them to the Navy and the Naval Academy.
That's a big book. They best bloody read that thing, you know what I mean?
Plebes are expected to memorize more than 1,000 facts in the book.
Get reading.
Which they'll be tested on throughout the summer. Before they get their uniforms, all plebes have to make one more stop, the barber shop.
There you go.
Male plebes shave their heads.
Oh my God.
Female plebes can wear their hair in a tight bun. Otherwise, it must be no longer than chin length.
Yeah, I mean, that's the regulations. Got to get it done, aren't you? You know what I mean? Well, I feel like I've got long hair. I'd like to keep my long hair. You know what I mean? No, I remember when I went to Royal Marines training, I went to the barbers and got it shaved before I went. For me and a lot of people, when you go into training for something as prestiged as the Royal Marines, you need to set a good. You need to kind of set yourself off on the right foot. And for me, that was going to shave my head and look the part before I even step on base. And some lads rock up and they've got long hair and stuff. And they have to go and get them shaved. And although there's not like I can't believe you've done that, there's a bit of look at this guy with his long hair. Go and get it shaved down at the barbers. Come on. Like, and there's a bit of a you should have done this already type of vibe to it.
Then it's time for the plebes to get their gear. After uniform issue, they transfer all of their belongings into a single bag.
So, first basic response, repeat after me.
The uniform looks more medical than anything, doesn't it?
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Sir, no, sir. Sir.
Kind of looks like a gi, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gi, doesn't it? In a way.
No, sir.
Before leaving Alumni Hall, they learn the Navy's basic customs and courtesies, including the proper way to salute. After that, the plebes head to their dorm at Bancroft Hall.
What's your company?
And assemble on an area known as Red Beach.
It's mental that there's parents there, like watching them go through some of it from like the outside area. Because again, I traveled on train and your parents don't come with you. That's not a thing over here. You just get shoved onto the train. You get put on a train. Did I say plane? You get put on a train. There's a train station right there. And yeah, you say bye to your parents when you leave the door. Do you know what I mean?
Charlie 5. Charlie 5. Whoa, Charlie 5 down there.
What do you keep smirking for? You really think this is a game or something?
A select group of third-year midshipmen are known as detailers.
No running, just walk fast.
And are tasked with teaching proper protocol to the plebes.
Now study and know the entire chain of command. Do you understand me?
Sir, yes, sir.
And to correct them when necessary.
Your left hand, what do you think is wrong with it? That's right, I don't even have to tell you, right? Because you knew it was wrong. So then let it happen again. Don't shake your head.
These detailers have a genuine concern for every single one of these men and women.
Interesting. So I guess part of the training, when they get to a certain part, they start looking after the lads that, or at least detailing some of the lads at the very start, which would make sense because these are officers and there's only so much training you can do to get an officer to learn how to look after people and how to handle people. And doing that is putting them back in the chain and making them teach. I think that's a solid idea, that, to be honest with you.
And coming into our class, because these are the members that are going to be part of our family come fall.
Tuck it in, get it away, sir, aye, sir.
Sir, yes, sir.
These are the ones that we're going to serve with in the future, and they want them to be the best that they can possibly be.
Tuition at Annapolis is free, but midshipmen commit to 5 years of active duty service after graduation. While at Annapolis, midshipmen receive a salary of $1,087 per month.
It's not much, that, is it, these days? I mean, they're in training, but not much.
After graduation, the money they save will be waiting for them. Family members gather for one last look at the class of 2023
That's mental, that.
Before plebe summer begins.
You know, as a parent now, so I've got a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. There's nothing in me that wants my kid to join the military. And I know a lot of people probably like, what are you talking about? You know, you're in the Royal Marines, you should want your kid to join the military. And I get that. Like, there's parts of me that does like the fact that my kids could have that discipline. But there was nothing in the military that did me any good when I left. Came out with incredibly bad mental health issues. Did I come away with some incredible life skills? Yes, I did. But I don't think that the mental health issues that I got were worth the positive things I got. Does that make sense? And there's no part of me that wants my lad and my girl to join. I just don't want it. I might just be different like that. Or maybe that's just me being a protective parent and not wanting them to be put in that environment. And I get that as well. At the same time, when they get to that age and they're like, no, I'm doing it. Like, there's no way I could stop them, you know? I don't think my parents wanted me to go into the military. And my dad's a Falklands War hero, right? You can watch the podcast with him that I recorded. Phenomenal what he went through. I just don't think there's any part of me that would want it, to be honest with you.
Everything the plebes learn on I-Day culminates in the oath ceremony held in Tecumseh Court.
Class of 2023, please rise. Do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duty of the office upon which you are about to enter. So help you God.
There's a recruitment issue in the UK right now where they can't get enough people to sign up. Wonder if that also is the same in America. We know that politically, if you lean more left, you are more likely to not want to join the military, right? And obviously, there's more and more younger people leaning that way, and it makes me wonder if there's any correlation, like there is in the UK, where less people want to join the military. I wonder if that America is in the same boat. Probably not, because they've got a bigger pool to draw from in America, right? There's so many people in America compared to the UK. It's a giant country with a lot of people. So yeah, it does make me wonder. All right, time to get to work.
After taking the oath, the plebes get 45 minutes to spend with their families.
That's crazy.
And to eat, since this is the last meal they'll get that isn't cooked in the academy mess hall.
Yeah, fair one. Get some good scran down, yeah.
After 45 minutes, the plebes have to say goodbye.
I get it at the same time. These are obviously, this is supposed to be like a touching moment, but they're joining the military. And I don't care how young they are, right? Say goodbye to your parents ages ago. Get shit done. As soon as, for me, in my opinion, if you're going to do something like this, it's all well and good saying bye to your kid, give him hugs and stuff like that. But for me, if I was there, it'd be like, all right, you ready? All right, do it. Go. Get it done. Maybe I'm a bit more old-fashioned than some of these people, but even if it's my kid, I'm like, you know, if you're wanting to step into this adult world, then here's your first lesson. Bye. Love you. Bye. Good luck. You know what I mean? None of this. Oh, my son is going in the military. Maybe I'm old-fashioned. Maybe I wouldn't act like that if my son did it or my daughter. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a bit more classic military. I guess I was never an officer. My dad was never an officer. All the people in my family, as far as I'm aware, were not officers. So we've got that more gruntish type to us where it's a bit more, you're getting in training, you're getting shit done, you're getting boots dirty. These are officers out there. So it's a bit different. And they're officers in the Navy. So it's a bit different. Looks like there's a lot of adults wearing military shirts as well. Which would make sense, right? If your parent went into the military, you got more of a likelihood to go into the military as well. They don't look happy.
The 1,100 new plebes march into Bancroft Hall. And when the doors close, their journey to becoming midshipmen officially begins.
Is the training hard though? We haven't seen anything of their actual training. Cool first day. Be army. Interesting. I'd like to see, I wonder if this video appear, Navy recruits. I'd like to see more of what they actually go through in training, because that seemed more like the going to college, going to uni, didn't it? More than anything. Good video by Business Insider. Genuinely really enjoyed it. Just bear in mind, everything that I've said about my experience being a bit more gritty and their experience being a bit different, don't take this as my experience is better and theirs isn't. Like, there is many different ways to go about training people, many different methods, many different cultures and ways. I was in the UK, this is in the US. Like, there's many different formats of training. and they can all have their benefits, and they all work in different ways, and they create outstanding individuals. We know for a fact US Navy officer individuals are incredible, right? So their training obviously works. Whatever it is they do behind them doors, it obviously works. I want to see that part. I want to see that extra little bit. What happens the first couple weeks? It's what, 4 weeks long? What happens in the last weeks? What's the tests they have to do in them last few weeks before they get put into the next process? Very interesting, very intriguing. Especially now that I am a US citizen, it's interesting to see this type of stuff, which is weird. My son and daughter, if they wanted to go into the military, could do either British or US, which is crazy. They could go in the Royal Marines Commandos, or they could go in the Navy SEALs. That's crazy, innit? Hopefully it never happens. Link will be in the description if you want to check out the original video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Helps with the mysterious YouTube algorithm. Other than that, I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.